So Arsenal got a new update, and I, as everyone should feel, probably shouldn't like it, and I don't, really. For a variety of reasons, one of which being that it didn't fix anything. It fixed none of the issues that were in the game before. It fixed none of the issues that have always been in the game, and yet it just created more. And it also... See how it didn't fix any of the issues? Even the most minor, minuscule, easiest issues to fix, it didn't do. I'll cover all of the issues that I had and had always thought of as being prominent in another video, in a later video that should drop this week sometime. But to be perfectly honest, this update did nothing. There's way more people in the game now, which I guess is a good thing if you want money. But all the things that were added, minus certain weapons, they don't change anything. The only real major things that I would say that have been added into the game are the ability to put weapon skins on, which aren't even done right. They look awful on 99% of guns. And a few new skins. And some weapon, spread changes. Like the EM249. You remember that thing? The big electric machine gun? The spread's gone. It has no spread now, which means it's one of the most overpowered weapons in the game. The electric revolver, as I was using a little while ago, also has no spread now. Hit reg is still absolutely garbage. Look at how bad the weapon skins are. They're not done well at all. And the golden skin isn't even, it's not even skinned. It's pathetic. Nothing changed. One match in and we're already onto a second server where hopefully there aren't rank 200s. We're on Dizzy again though. But look at how lazy the weapon skins are. The weapon skin doesn't even cover the whole thing. It's so ugly. Why would you add weapon skins if they don't cover anything? It's trash. Rolf should be ashamed of themselves for this. They really should. It's worse than those who remain. Like, certain weapons, like this one, don't look too bad. But it's still very lackluster, not colored, it's lazily done. Doesn't look very good. Weapons like this look absolutely terrible, because only the metal is colorized, and it's not colorized in a very pleasing way. I should also mention that snipers still don't one-tap to the body, basically at any range. Even snipers like the Mosin. The Mosin only one-taps in CQC to the body. Long range it doesn't, even though it fires a 7.62 by 54 cartridge, I believe. Or 45, 54 I think is correct. It's a huge bullet, and it travels ridiculously quickly, and it still doesn't one-tap. The Springfield, I think, fires a Springfield 408, or 308, one of them. Doesn't one-tap. More idiotic weapons have been added. The snowballs were retextured into water balloons. They do no damage, still. So they weren't changed at all. MP7, I think, got mag changed back to 30 rounds or something. I think it used to have 40. Or 20 rounds now. I feel like that's definitely been changed. Oh yeah, the crossbow still exists. These exist now. Dual shotguns. Completely unnecessary. The Dr. Glove still exists, unfortunately. And it's also lazily skinned. I should actually overlay some skins of the weapons that I have in Phantom Forces just to show how a weapon skin should actually have been done. Because, like my HK skin, like, especially, look at how ugly this is. It's so lazily done. The upside, though, is comp and randomizer. Games like that are getting voted a little more than usual. But that's most definitely due to the increased player base, as opposed to the update itself, none of the game modes were changed. Standard still is as hard as it usually is. Competitive is still as best as it usually is. And randomizer is still usually as silly as it usually is. Look how lazily that's done! And Raw feel good about releasing this as an update? I really do hope we get the G36 in this update, though. Or in this video. Because that's probably the only weapon that was added that I actually really like. Oh, a rocket launcher, which still has no ammo counter, by the way. I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, it only has one shot, so it's not really necessary to have one, but it doesn't have, like, a name or anything either. It just has nothing in the bottom. I don't know, I just find that a little empty. And again, lazily done. Also, you can hide the chat, and you can mute megaphones now. So, not doing that bad in that regard. I actually kind of like that. But we had streamer mode before this. It's not different from that in any other way. You just do it in separate boxes now, as opposed to just one thing. So again, very lazily done and not a thing that we needed. Didn't fix any issue that we had in the game, and I really don't believe that the one button that you pressed that muted everything for you was an upgrade or downgrade in any way from this. As a matter of fact, I think it would be an upgrade because you had to do less. But at this point, I just don't even know. This game is unbalanced. It's not well made. I don't feel like it ever will be. And if you're not a pro, I just want to make this as a warning. If you're not a pro at this game, or a YouTuber, or anyone that's considered somewhat good, don't play the game for a while. Just like, don't. If you're below the rank 140, 150, like me, probably don't play the game for a while. Because it's just going to be completely unplayable for anyone at those ranks. It's just... Nothing was changed. It isn't balanced still. It won't ever be balanced at this point, and the update did nothing. I'll try and show off all the weapons that you get in this video, so you don't have to worry about playing it, so you just see all the weapons. But some of them you don't get very often, so it's kind of just... Let's see how lazily this is done. They just skinned random textures on the gun and expected it to pass as a weapon skin. It's disgusting. Especially from... And I'm taking this from a standpoint of someone that actually does put a lot of time into gun skins on games that give the choice. So I actually know what an aesthetically good gun skin should look like. And this game just flat out ignores that entirety. So it's just trash. And this is a legendary skin. And it's this badly made. Like, it's unnecessary. Look at how bad this looks. This deagle is terrible. I know I keep harping on it, and I know I keep going back to it, but it's pathetic. It just looks like it's still in progress. Like it's an unfinished update that isn't ready for release yet. That got leaked. It's stupid. Oh, there's a new gun. I don't think that weapon is actually chargeable. I think it's just straight copied from another weapon. As is the element book, which I found out you actually don't press right click or V to switch spells. You press R. You know, reload. Even though the thing says you can press right click or V. It's just copy pasted. Because Rolf are very lazy. Now, I don't mean to say that this update is 100% negative. There are things in it that make it worthwhile sometimes. For private servers and things in that line. But the update as a whole, in the way of how the game actually plays, it's pathetic. It doesn't work. It's completely wrong, and it's unfinished, and it shouldn't have been released. And you can see there, he got a dominating kill on me. Those are still completely broken. Because there's no coding in place to stop people being able to just kill you twice or 3 times in a row, or how many times it is. While you're stuck on like a knife or a pistol and get a ton of dominating kills on you. It's ridiculous. They do nothing. They aren't made right. I would just remove them at this point. They aren't coded right. The bow still exists as well. Oh, the lightning gun that I had a while ago and that he just killed me with was also a new gun. Here's some new guns for you. Yep. Dual shotguns. It's just more shotguns that are completely unbalanced. Snipers, like the AWM, still make you move ridiculously slow, and the AWM actually has the most skin on it. But again, it's not done well. It's not aesthetically good. It's just kind of slapped on there in as many textured places as possible. It's very pathetic. And the bolt and magazine are not done, not skinned. You can also see that the glass is skinned in the scope, which would make it impossible to use it. I don't know if Rolf thought balancing a game meant add terrible weapons to compensate for the really good weapons, because that's not how you balance a game. That's how you lose players. That's terrible. That is an absolutely stupid idea. Also, that double barrel shotgun is one of the only guns in the game that has a different reload for how much ammo is in it. Yeah, I actually said that. There's not many guns in the game, if any, other than that DBS and the normal double barrel shotgun that have different reload animations. Rolf is that lazy. They didn't even put differentiated reload animations for each gun that they added and coded themselves for dry and non-dry reloads. And no, I'm not speaking or being extra negative in this game because I don't like it. I don't like it. But that's not why I'm being so critical of it. Rolf need to learn, just as Stylus Studios do, that you can't just add more content to cover the issues that are in the game, and then you just use that to refuse even further to fix the issues. It's pathetic. It really is pathetic. Alright, I guess we can end the video on somewhat of a high note. Of a win, but this game is pathetic. As I said, this update changed absolutely nothing. It only added things that are completely unnecessary. Poolside is back, if you liked Poolside, which I'm pretty certain no one did. All the UI's redone as well, if you didn't notice. All the UI's new. The skins that you can get are completely pathetic. There's basically nothing. I don't know if there's anything new in there. I'm not going to go through and check. Although, Material Man's in the shop if you want to look for it. Right now, which I will probably be doing. It's got 13 hours left. But, I don't know, as I said, if you're at all interested in Sanity, or if you're a lower than 150 rank, I would say, and actually good at the game, don't play the game for a while. Probably a few weeks until it dies back down, if it does. This update was useless. It was completely unnecessary. It changed nothing for the better. It fixed none of the issues that I had with the game, first of all, and always have had. There's no reason that the update should have happened. Rolf should be completely ashamed of themselves for thinking that this is a proper update and thinking that this is actually good, because it's not. So, that being said, everyone, make sure you always stay safe, and don't be playing Arsenal. But until the next one, have a good however long until I upload again. Peace.